Morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning. It is nice and sunny out, but it's probably super cold. I'll check my phone and see what the temperature is. Feels like 39 degrees in May. My wife asked me if I needed to do something to make sure that pipes didn't freeze last night in May. Okay. Effective long pause. Um, let's see here. So it's Saturday. What's happened this week? Well, let's see. This year has been horrible for squatters and theft. We've lost like 5 furnaces, like 4 water heaters, one full complete central air system. Just and lots of people breaking into houses and squatting. Um, I mean, I don't know if we can blame COVID for this because morning, Ryan. I don't think we can blame COVID for this because nobody's being evicted. Nothing's going on in the courts. So, what is it? I don't know. It's got progressively worse over the past 2 years. Last year was pretty bad. This year's been a lot worse. Anyway, so we have a house that one of our clients bought. I don't know, probably 7 or 8 years ago. And before he bought it, there was a garage on the lot next door, and that belonged to this house, but it was a separate parcel. And evidently, the previous owners didn't pay the taxes on the garage lot, so it went to tax sale and got sold to somebody else. So we've been completing a big rehab. I think we did the numbers here on this show. We just completed the big rehab on it. We just got it listed for rent. We got a couple of applications. We were getting ready to process them. We had numerous complaints about this garage next door because it looks like it's part of the house. But there was a squatter in the garage. But we don't own the garage, so there's not really a lot we can do about the squatter there. So, even in the ad, we listed garage does not come with the property. So, I mean, we've had multiple people call us about, well, there's somebody living in the garage. Yeah, can't do anything about the garage. And we had one of the neighbors called us and was like, you got gang activity hanging out in this garage. Now, you get a lot of neighbors who call and they, make all sorts of statements, so you never know what's true. Anyway, so we couldn't really do anything about this garage squatter. So I actually, last week I was on a conference call with a bunch of my friends, fellow investors, and so we actually started digging in to find out who owns this garage lot because I was going to call them and A, see if they would sell to me, and B, at least inform them that they got a squatter, right? So, I mean, that was like Tuesday night. And Wednesday night, I got a phone call that basically our house had caught fire. And the fire department was there and blah, 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 blah. And so I'm like, what the heck, man? I mean, we just spent like, I don't know, $12,000 or $15,000 on this house. And so anyway, I sent one of my guys over to take a look. Turns out the garage caught fire. The garage basically burned to the ground, and I'll show you some pictures here in a minute. But the fire department had come into our house and did a bunch of damage to our house because they're making sure our house didn't catch fire. While granted, I appreciate that, but a lot of times the fire departments are overzealous, and they do a lot more damage than they should. Again, it's a fine line they walk. I'm not, and I'm not bagging on the fire department, but they do a lot of damage to a house. And so, in fact, I've got a couple of friends who've been on fire departments, and they'll tell me stories about how awesome it is that they're, told to, clean out a kitchen, and then they're rolling the dishwasher end over end and hearing all the dishes crashing as they're doing this. And they're just like, oh my gosh, it's so awesome to just destruction, and it's just like, but it's all massive damage, right? So anyways, I mean, I know it's a fine line, and I do appreciate their efforts, but at the same time, so they did a bunch of damage to our house. Morning, Tim. So I think I was going to do another video on another house that we just got back, but I think we'll do this one, and then we'll just kind of see what kind of damage they do, and we'll just kind of go from there. But basically, let me see if I can pull up some pictures here. Hold on. Blah blah blah. Give me a second here. So let me switch over to this screen and let me see if I can grow it. Oh, can I? So this is our house over here, and this is the garage that burned down. Let me see here. Hold on a second here. I'm working on something here. Hold on. Sorry. So this is our house. Yeah, never easy. Never easy. Never easy. Our house. This is the garage. Beautiful, isn't it? This is our house. So they came through and they ripped off all the siding. The fire department did. They came through and ripped off all the siding here to make sure that the fire didn't get spread. I mean, they mangled this roof here. They ripped the siding off here. So this was the exterior door for the house. Then there's another exterior door here, but it really was more of an internal door. So they ripped the siding off. They ripped the gutters off. Let's go to the next picture. Oops, I'm not on that one anymore. Hold on. So they ripped all the siding off. They ripped the gutters off. I don't know if they busted this window out or it went out by itself. Let's see here. There's more of the garage and, that sort of debris there. Oops. More of the garage and the debris. Now, meanwhile, when we looked it up, this property over here, the owner of this property is current on his taxes, or his and her taxes. It's a couple. But, they don't own anything around this house, so they just own this lot. I think my client is going to sue this one because, they obviously let this go. Now, this is inside of our house. So the fire department came through and busted out the ceiling to make sure there was no fire up in the attic space. And then this is the kitchen. They busted out the ceiling again to see if there was any fire that was spreading. I mean, you could see here the rafters going out to the soffits and whatnot. Again, here's our kitchen. So just debris everywhere. Here's one of our brand new windows that we just put in. Now, this wasn't fire department damage. This was fire. This was heat. So there's a crack in the window, and then there was some heat. I mean, there was obviously some heat. But, okay, so here's the other thing. So the fire department busted out our front door and then busted out our secondary door. You can even see it's all split here. Let me see if I can just expand this. So this door right here is split because they just destroyed it, and the jamb is destroyed too. I get it. They're trying to make sure we don't have, they're trying to get in the heat of the moment, and they're trying to do all this sort of stuff. They did a lot of damage. And, let me see if I can get this back to where it'll let me switch. There we go. So there's another shot of the kitchen. I get it that they're trying to make sure, but I just think that they go to extremes a lot. you know, and, you know, we obviously have to clean up the mess, but, you know, these are investors. You know, we don't have a $500 deductible. We don't have a $250 deductible. You know, most of us have $3,000 to $5,000 deductibles, and this is probably $3,000 worth of damage. There's a decent amount of damage here, and, you know, so what's our option? Oh, there's the roof. So they did damage to the roof too. Anyways, so, you know, it's just kind of a bad situation to be in. On the one scene, it's nice because on the one side, it's nice because we're got rid of our squatter. But on the other end of the spectrum, it's just a bad scene, right? Because this is not something that, you know, we expected. So we had to immediately pause all application to this property. We had to, luckily we hadn't started processing. We hadn't charged application fees for this property. Now we got to put it back into the rotation. We got to get it fixed. You know, and then obviously my owner's going to have to try and sue the guy next door, and it's just going to be a big, huge mess. So welcome to the world of investing, right? All right, so let's, we'll do the morning, the logo, and then we'll go watch the videos and see what we come up with. Let me put my headset on. Booyah. All right. Of course, my video is going a little. I've got multiple monitors, and they like to rearrange when I power on in the morning. All right, so here is the house. So they busted the front door, they busted this next door inside, and they did a bunch of damage over here.
So that garage is hopefully going to get torn down now.
Hopefully.
Over here on the house that we actually care about, the soffit's all melted here, about halfway down the house. So I'll just need new soffit put in there, a new J-channel hold it up. This window right here looks like it got too heated up and cracked all over the place. It's got little bits of stuff melted on it. So don't know. That's like, from what I can tell, that's the pieces that are going to hold the glass in. So it may need a new sash on this one. Well, both of them are like that.
So that basically what Kyle's saying is that we probably are going to have to replace the whole window, because it's not just replacing the window, the glass itself, or the, you know, the double insulated glass. We're going to have to replace the whole window here because it's all melted. So, you know, I mean, obviously there was high heat. So, I mean, again, I'm not trying to discount the fire department. Sometimes I think they get a little overzealous.
I think they probably need a whole new window here. I don't think that just the glass can be replaced because it's got too much of the sash melted on it. Over here, siding's all peeled back. I think probably just new siding. I don't think that this got too much flame damage actually to it. I think it's just heat from...
So this is aluminum siding here, and each one of these sheets, you know, whatever, it's 6 or 8 inches, but it's about 10 feet long. Each one of these little panels is $30. So, you know, there's basically, I think I counted them yesterday, it's like 10 of them. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, probably 11 or 12 at $30 a piece. Oh, well, then we got some over here too. I'm going to put in some fluff there, like 15 siding panels and miscellaneous. So, you know, there's a good $30 a piece. whatever, $450, $500 there, and just in materials.
The
My
garage.
number's right on that.
This
Okay.
window obviously needs to be replaced. I think it's that same thing where there's going to be too much of the sash and frame of it that are melted, so that you can't just replace the glass. So it probably needs a whole new window there.
So here's another interesting conundrum. Are these people going to tear down the garage that own that lot? Because the city, I mean, they're basically in lockdown, right? So how long is it going to take before this house gets, or this garage gets removed? You know, one trick that we've always made jokes about doing was, if you got an unsightly house next door, get that Lowe's wrap. You know what I mean? The wrap that they wrap houses in for insulative purposes. You know, they were trying to seal the house up. But sometimes you'll see houses that have been wrapped in that Lowe's wrap, and then a month will go by and no work has been done to it. So we've made jokes in the past about wrapping like unsightly houses so that it looks like they're being worked on, but really they're not. So I mean, you could put a couple $100 into it, you know, wrapping the house. So maybe we could wrap the garage.
Alright, hopefully you can see what I can see here.
Oh yeah, we got some roof damage here. So it looks like
The roof overall is pretty good. It's just at the back corner here, so it's gonna need a little bit of work. And then along this side, all the fascia and gutter are all gone. The gutter's down on the ground here. I don't know, it doesn't look too bad. Let's see if you can see that. It doesn't look too bad. You might be able to reuse that, but it'll need new fascia up here, and gonna have to patch in some shingles on that back part. But overall, doesn't look like there's a whole lot of damage to the roof of the house here. I'm gonna see if I can get an angle on the roof over the porch also. I don't really know what happened here, if that wall got some actual flames to it or what, but it's been demolished. So that's going to need new
look at the burn marks on the
exterior
door.
sheathing,
Is that
new
burn
plywood.
marks on the door?
Over
What
here needs
caused
new
that?
siding, and there needs new siding too. The storm door, did not fare very well in this fire, so
that's what
gonna
that
need
is.
to be replaced.
So the storm door took the heat, but it did burn through a little bit. All right, where are we? So that's where that window is on that storm door. Isn't that crazy?
Need to be replaced, or maybe no storm door on the back door here, but that's not going to be able to just be put back on.
It's not.
The
Come
door
on, we just throw some paint on it.
is a little smoky looking, but it may be able to just be painted.
Does it close show off?
It's just discolored, so
That's crazy.
I think that'll be able to just be painted, and that'll fix this door. It actually closes. They didn't break this one in. They came in the other way, but they did break this whole wall.
So here's electrical wire coming down that had been spliced at some point in time and gone into the switch case. So, I mean, there's going to be some minor electrical repair.
Out here,
Yeah, look at this. Jam's all busted up here.
some wiring exposed. May need to put a junction box to that.
But it's interesting, you know, all that high heat and then like this wrap didn't get melted or destroyed or whatever.
And then just re-drywall and new sheathing, new siding outside. Over here, need new drywall as well. My best guess is that there were flames close enough to this that they wanted to check it and make sure there was no fire in here. The floors tough to tell. There's a lot of debris on them, but I think they're gonna clean up. You know, if it was carpet, it'd be toast, but
Thank you, LVP.
I don't think they dumped too much water into this house. Definitely some. There's dripping from the ceiling in the kitchen here. So they definitely did get some water in here, but overall, I think these floors are going to be able to be salvaged. They've got this stove disconnected. I don't know if they shut off utilities. I didn't check any lights. I don't know what their standard process is on that for the fire department.
So since then, we've realized that basically they just went in and shut off the breakers. So they didn't even shut off the gas or the water. So they basically just turned off the breakers in the house.
Now I can't find a light switch. So they came in the front.
So yeah, you could kind of see when we were coming in here. See how that door is just demolished. Just destroyed.
In the front, there's two doors that they broke down. I got no lights so far, so my guess is that it's going to need, I don't know what you have to do to go through that process, but I'm guessing the fire department disconnected power and gas, and then they've got your stove unplugged, but I think that stove also clean up. I mean, it's clearly dirty, but again, from the looks of it, I mean, there's not like big puddles, there's just the floor's damp. So overall, I think the kitchen's gonna need to just be cleaned up, and then you can see from here up in there, I mean, there's not any like charring. I don't see any real damage up there. I think this is just probably some exploratory damage from the firefighters.
Ooh, big word.
Ripping down this drywall here.
Morning, Allison.
To make sure there wasn't
Tim,
any
I know
fire
it did,
up
buddy.
there, but I don't see
So we're going to go back in there and fix some more.
Damage that would have come from flames. I think this is just firefighter damage here. So, new drywall, new insulation there. Clean up the kitchen, clean up the floor. It looks like with where they went, I don't even think that it got the cabinets messed up. See if we can take a look in one of them here. Yeah, so you can see that. I mean, cabinets look like they're probably going to be fine.
I mean, it could have been a lot worse, the damage that was caused.
The inside of the windows that got damaged. The porch windows look like they are okay. They're not on that side of the house, so doesn't look like they broke any of those. Doesn't look like the fire got to them. Alright, we'll go look over this way. So this door here is between the front porch and the living room, and they busted it in, so that's all cracked.
The bolt was totally there, though.
Really, where they hit it isn't too badly dented, but it is dented over here.
Yeah,
this is way out. So
hopefully we can even save the locks.
Probably best off with just a new door there and a new door jamb, or just a whole new pre-hung door. And then this one, really not a lot of damage to the door itself. So I think that door can stay, but it needs a new jamb. I think that's it for the front of the house. This is, I'm guessing, where the fire department came in at. It's not really walking onto anything right now. So, new front door jamb, new trim piece, because it's over there broken in half on the ground. Probably just a new pre-hung exterior door unit here.
Morning, Emil.
I'll take a quick look on this side. I don't think there's any reason there'd be any damage to any of these rooms, but I didn't go here.
Ooh, there's our new garage access.
The attic.
I mean, attic access.
Let's see what I can tell there.
I saw that bill come through. So the back of this house had an extension done on it.
To me.
So the back of this house had an extension on it, which is where we're seeing a lot of this damage. So they clearly were up in here. Come on, Kyle. Figure it out, buddy. Take you a step up. There you go.
Yeah, they may have opened that for ventilation. It doesn't smell smoky in here, so I don't think that.
Okay, good. That's what I was going to ask about.
Should be a whole lot of issue there.
Smoky or not?
I think as soon as it's cleaned up, it should be good to go. You know, I guess I don't know for sure what the condition of this over here was, but since there's not boards missing, I'm guessing that that's how that looked before. Today.
Alright, so that's the first video. Let's see what else we got. I got 3 videos.
With the insulation visible. And then you can see that's the kitchen.
2 1/4. Maybe there's like 1 minute on the last one. So about 5 more minutes here.
And then up here, another angle, you can see, I don't see any real damage to the wood. So that's at least a good sign. Should just need that new fascia and soffit over there, and then the kitchen ceiling would be good to go.
Tim, did we just replace the roof on this house? Do you remember?
I got that window closed up. There's a couple gaps in it.
Because it's an attic and it's old
at this point. But
I think we just recently replaced this roof. Here. So
make
probably
my way
have to
back
come
down
out and fix it where that damage is. Hopefully it's just a minor decking repair, and then because it's so new, we're not going to have a matching issue. Yeah, we did just replace that roof. Don't fall, Kyle. Don't fall. Speed it up a little bit. I don't know. Maybe we should keep watching to see if he falls. That'd be pretty funny. So here's.
It has a fire, but this one didn't actually have a fire. If you can just turn your power back on yourself, or if you have to get an all clear from somebody before you do that.
I don't think that they're that savvy. What Kyle's asking is whether we can just immediately turn the power on, and I think the power's still on. They just popped it at the breaker until we look at it. So I don't think that they flag us or anything like that. At least I've not had that in the past. We're gonna look at the garage. Oh, I didn't realize they did it.
So the back here doesn't look like it has any damage. I don't know if you can tell from that at all. I see a little bit of maybe an issue on that porch roof. So I'm gonna get my ladder over to this side and see if we can get a good image of that.
Should have had Allison moving that ladder while you were inside.
Hopefully that's showing up. It looks dark on my screen. This awning is pulled back. I don't know if that can be straightened out, or I guess you're replacing enough siding here. Just replace those couple pieces there. They're pretty small. And then this awning is, I think that's damaged beyond repair. So that's gonna have to go and either do without or replace that.
Our neighbors to the north don't seem to have an issue. Oh, so we get video of you moving the ladder? No, Frank, it was a fire. We we were on that call this week, and we were talking about that house that had the garage that had the squatters in it, and the squatter caught the garage on fire. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Hopefully this will be a stable enough.
So yeah, so we got some issues up here on this roof here. Yeah, that doesn't look like a very stable ladder.
Up there.
What the heck is that? It's a crazy patch.
Let's see here if this meter looks like it's on.
Looks like it's still on.
I don't know for sure.
All right, so we got some roof damage, stuff like that. I don't know if I need to watch the third installment.
All right, here's the follow-up video of that back porch roof here at Gimber.
40 seconds.
So right there you can see it's the same as on the house roof. It's just those few shingles just right at the edge over here on the side by the garage. So I think probably just needs a little bit of patching and that should be good to go. The rest of this back roof here is all looking pretty good.
Thank you, man, for climbing up there and taking a look at that. All right, so let's look at what we got here. So we got cleanup. Boy. We're probably going to end up having to do some cleanup for the idiots next door because they probably still don't even know. And clean up in our house. I don't know, probably like $300. Replace the soffit that's missing, so that's kind of a siding issue. We'll include that in the siding, panels and miscellaneous. Let's see here. Hold on. Let's kind of go through this in a second here. So I'm going to remove that for now. Replace picture window. I want to say that that's like probably about $400. Replace kitchen window. That's probably, I don't think that one's very expensive because it's all one big piece. I'll say $250. That's probably high. Replace 15 siding panels. So about $500 worth of materials there, plus so there's probably $750 or $1,000 in siding. We'll put in $1,000 just to cover us. Remove the awning, so that'll be part of the demo. Roof damage. Yeah, I would assume we could probably get it done for that cheap. I don't think it's going to be, it might not even be that much. So I'm going to have assess roof damage. And I'm going to put in about $500 and we'll just have the guys go give us a bid on that. That way we can see what our price really is. Replace gutter and fascia. And soffit. So, yeah, I mean, I think that if I have the gutter guy come back out and do a 6-inch gutter, he rolls it on site, his minimum charge is $400. So hopefully we can fix. So let me repair. Repair gutter and replace fascia and soffit. So hopefully we can get it done for about $250. Replace one exterior doors, $250, because it's about $150 for the door, and then it's about $100 to install. $150 to repair the jams. So that'd be the back door and then the main front door. Minor electrical repairs. I don't think it's going to cost us very much. So let's just do assess minor electrical repairs. Because we might be able to, when the guys are doing the ceiling and wall repairs, we may be able to, you know, they could just make sure it's good connection and tuck it back in. Miscellaneous. I mean, I don't know, 250. I doubt we'll even have that much into it. Final clean, 250. Hopefully we can get it cheaper than that because we've already had this final cleaned. All right, Frank, on the call, the debate if you had the garage. So I guess the garage is your, no, it's not ours. We don't own the garage. So there was neighbor owns a garage, not a neighbor. Somebody owns the garage. We don't know who. And well, we do know who, but they don't own anything else in the neighborhood as far as we can tell. So anyway, so long story short, they had squatters. They didn't do anything about the squatters. They paid their taxes on time though. So anyway, you're late to the party. You're gonna have to rewatch the video. So all right, so where are we at price wise here to do this repair work? Let me get my trusty handy dandy calculator out. Plus 400 plus 250 plus 1,000 plus. So we're at 3,500. That doesn't include those. So we're about $4,000. So we're at 3,500 plus the assessments. So we're probably right around $4,000. You know, hopefully we can come in a little cheaper on this. I mean, it's going to be around $4,000 to $4,200. Oops, not 400. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? So I mean, that's where we're kind of at on that one. Now, so this particular case, I know this guy. He had a claim where one of his garages burned down in one of his other houses. He has multiple houses across the country. And he had another claim earlier this year where a garage totally burned to the ground and he had to get it replaced. So he already made a claim on it. So now his deductible is $2,500 on this. And so he doesn't really want to make another claim because he doesn't want to get dropped because he's got a really good price on his insurance. So I think at this point, now, this $4,200 estimate, if the insurance company comes out, it's going to be a lot more than that. They're going to probably, I would budget probably in the $10,000 to $15,000 range is what they will pay out for it. So yes, it's a nice payday, but if your insurance drops you and now all of a sudden you got to start paying a lot more for insurance, is it worth it? And again, his deductible is $2,500, so it's $1,500. Well, I mean, it's more than that because he's got to pay us. So he's going to probably $4,800, $5,000. So he's going to be out of pocket $2,500 if he does this repair and doesn't make a claim. Does that make sense? But I think his insurance will go skyrocket. I don't know. I mean, it'll be a fine line. We'll be surprised. We'll be surprised. Kyle owns the garage. Yep, Kyle owns the garage. We're suing Kyle now. Anyways, so we will just have to do what we can. So he may make a claim now that we're up to this kind of price range. He may make a claim. I don't know. We'll have to see. I can let you guys know in another episode. All right, so that's basically where we're at on that one. Do we want to do another one? We've got a move out that we could do. 3 big bad boy videos here. 40 minutes in. What do you kids want to do? You want to do another one? Frank showed up late, so he didn't get a vote. Anybody gonna say anything? Anybody gonna say anything? Anybody gonna say anything? All right, let's do it real quick. Let's see if we get this done.
Today is Saturday, May 2020. We are at 1, and this.
All right, so this is a little 2-bedroom house that we have. It's more like a 1.5 bedroom. And we took it, this was part of the whole Ocean Point fiasco, Clayton Morris fiasco. Client bought it from them. They did a rehab, which it was bad. Whew. So we had to redo a lot of it, and it's not been a very good performer for the owner. He's kind of stuck it out, but I know he's really, really tired of it. It had orders on it for a while. And the city's really bad about they hit you with orders and then they just start hitting you with fines. So like we had talked to the inspector and asked him for more time because it was winter time and blah, 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 blah. And so he said, sure. And so anyway, so we got an extension, 6-month extension, but for whatever reason, all of a sudden we started getting hit with fines on this property. So we have to appeal those fines. So there's about $4,000 worth of fines on this property at this point. So we're going to have to appeal those fines because we did get an all clear from the inspectors. So we did complete the work and they were happy. But now we just got to get
the move out assessment
appeal
video.
this. So we had a tenant in there. This house had massive groundhog issues.
See, the roof looks like it's a newer roof in pretty good condition.
So this house had massive groundhog issues. They had dug up underneath, and then we've had some issues with the main sewer line.
This front fence is just kind of decorative.
And the guys who did work before
across
us did some pretty shoddy work, so we've been trying to iron out the kinks.
Don't know if the rest of all this...
We do not own this lot over here. But we had some kinks in the... and anytime you have a house like this that's sat for a long time, a lot of these turnkey guys, they buy houses and they buy the bottom of the barrel stuff, and then they just slap lipstick on a pig and then kick it out. Not all of them, but most of them do this. And so anyway, so this was one of those. So a lot of times if a house sits for a long time, the sewer lines, the plumbing period, can start to, if it's galvanized, it starts to solidify inside. And so anyway, so we end up, we just don't know until we get into them. And so this woman's been having some issues. We've had the snake crews out a couple of times. Anyways, long story short, she only stayed a year. I don't blame her. I mean, we were trying to get everything resolved as fast as we could. It just wasn't, problem after problem after problem. So we were just doing what we could.
Vacant space over here is included with this house or not.
Looks like there's a little bit of a bow
right here,
out here.
This just little bitty gutter, but the downspout has no extension there. The light works. The looks like the sewer line's been recently replaced. So
I don't think so.
that's what that space without grass there is.
I don't know about it.
Today is...
Oh, we got 1 minute and 10. Woohoo! The first video. Woohoo! We're all done. You might find my videos. That's why it was only 404 megabyte.
And we're back. The neighbor wanted to talk to me about renting the house.
You'd be surprised how often that happens.
Sewer line there. And window, no screen on this one. No screen for this one. This one has a screen. Got a little bit of trash right here by the back corner of the house. And then there's this little brush pile and trash here. And it has this big tree stump back here. The back of the roof looks like it's in
Ryan.
shape.
Ocean Point was Clayton Morris
light
worked with. They partnered with Ocean Point. Sorry, Clayton Morris Invests partnered with Ocean Points here in Indiana, and it became a huge scam real quick. I guess it was not really quick. It was multiple years, but man, it was bad. Oh, it was bad. It was 2 years ago. But the Attorney General's are going after him now, and Clayton Morris has actually moved to, I think, Portugal, because there's no extradition from Portugal. So I know he's still releasing videos. In fact, I saw somebody yesterday on Facebook saying, "Oh, I really love Clayton Morris. He's awesome." No. I saw a lot of people lose a lot of money on those properties. Now, Clayton is claiming that he had no involvement in that. He had no knowledge, but I don't know how you would not know. As much as I've seen and as much as other investors have seen, other property managers have seen damage and houses that were supposedly done but not done, and the paper trails that go in and out of Ocean Point, there is just absolutely no way that Clayton Morris did not know what's going on. I mean, he would be the biggest idiot I've ever met in my entire life if he didn't know, because there's just no way owners wouldn't have caught on faster. So anyway, so I did a video on it a couple years ago.
Got a little bit
but
of
it's
vines
in my
going up
YouTube,
on
so you can watch it and
back of
see
the
about it.
house.
It's got a big Titanic drawing
No
on it.
screen on that window. No screen on this window. They do look like they are older windows. Newer electric meter.
So a lot of times what we'll do on these older windows here is instead of building screens for these, you know, custom frames and all that sort of stuff, then we will just roll screening material over top of it, and then we use it's like 3/4 inch wide by, I don't know, 1/2 inch thick wood as a trim around the outside edge, and we just tack it into place. So it looks pretty good. It's easy, it's fast and easy to replace and repair. Looks pretty good, so that's what we've been doing.
The gutter downspout over there does not have an extender on it either. Looks like all the soffit's intact.
That's pretty decent home. We had to box in these.
Plywood,
the city made us box in all these soffits. That was one of their requirements.
This window does not have a screen, and it has a little crack in it right there. These may be single pane glass too. This one has a screen, but it's ripped.
Yeah, I have 5K deductibles on all my properties, Emil. I only make claims
this does not have an extension on it, and there's this hole here in the grass.
Reach your hand in
I
there.
don't know how well that's showing up on video. It's not gonna help.
Stick your hand in there.
So maybe just get a bag of dirt and fill that in. And this front window here does not have a screen.
No screens, huh? Hey, there's a basketball.
And this little window right here on the front does have a screen.
Look busted out though.
This window here, no screen.
No solicitors. House could use a pressure wash.
A little dirty on the siding, could use a pressure wash, but not absolutely necessary. Front door is in good condition, opens and closes, locks. These blinds look like they're in pretty decent shape. There is a spot down there where the paneling's kind of flaking off, or the paint is maybe coming off of it. So just a touch-up paint there probably will fix that up.
It looks like she kept the place pretty nice.
In here in pretty good shape. A little loose in that back corner right there. Maybe just glue that back down. Headed into this front room, I guess living room here. Flooring looks like it's in pretty good shape. It's carpet, but it looks pretty clean. Don't see any obvious major damage to it. It's got like these ceiling tiles, and they've got, I think it's paint. I think they've been painted, and the paint's kind of peeling around in a few spots.
They just rolled it on this ceiling tile. Sometimes people do that. They'll just roll the ceiling tiles to paint them. And then if you go to lift one of these tiles up, you basically are ripping the paint off. Man, looks like she took pretty good care of it.
This door here closes, latches, all working.
Nice.
You can see just a little bit right here, the paneling's coming apart. So maybe that can just be caulked and painted. Showed you that side of the door. Here's this side of the door, also in good condition.
So this is one of the bedrooms. You didn't get to see the air quotes.
That door there is to the furnace.
And it's itty bitty.
This vent here from the furnace is missing the little cover in the middle, but
is it in there?
It's sitting right here on top of the furnace.
Nice.
So that just needs to be reinstalled.
Woohoo.
And there's the furnace, it's a gas furnace. It's warm out today, so I don't know if it's working.
All right, Kyle, I'm gonna speed forward a little bit. All right, let's
Windows in here. The windows in here look like they have blinds that are in good condition. It's like a little red stain. So I don't know if that'll clean up. But that's the only serious mark I've seen on this carpet. It's got maybe a little bit of wear patterns to it, but it's in pretty good shape overall, especially for a rental. Thermostat's on the wall over there. I believe this is a bedroom.
Yeah, itty bitty.
We've got the blinds in good shape.
It's more like an office.
Got a weird light. It's a ceiling light with a
Pull
pull
cord?
in it for pull chain. But it works. Pretty small house. Tough to get great wide images.
So this would be more. So this is a
And the camera, a
bedroom.
little
I didn't
more
get to
here.
see the air quotes. Come on, let's do the air quotes. Come on, air quotes, air quotes. So this is a bedroom, but it's
There's a
itty
spot
bitty.
right in the
Like
middle
maybe
of
it's
the room
like
here on the
8 by
carpet.
8. So, and it does not
And
have a
it looks
closet.
like-
So we label this house as a 1 to 2
Spot
bedroom.
over here, but
So
It's
you
actually
could use
been-
this as a bedroom, but it's
So,
not technically a
I think
bedroom.
just that
There's
spot
no
in the middle
closet.
there, we're in pretty good shape.
There's no
And then
closet,
it's got that same little issue
and it's itty
as the
bitty.
living room had, with the paint coming off some of the ceiling tiles.
She took good care of the house.
There is no door.
Sorry to see
I
her
don't know,
go.
maybe this isn't a bedroom. It'd be a
It's a
small
bedroom.
if it were.
It's a bedroom. I mean, it could be a bedroom
Headed into the hallway.
or an
So we
office.
got a pull chain light.
Yeah.
It looks like it used to have a different kind of light fixture, and maybe that left some marks there, so maybe just some touch-up paint up above that light fixture.
So there's a lot of pull cord lights in this house. Oh, there's a light hanging.
But
Yeah, she did really take good care of the house.
looks like it's in good shape.
There's the bedroom.
The walls are in pretty good condition.
I actually had to go out.
think
So like
that's
half
about
this
it for
house didn't
there.
have electric at one point in time.
Bathroom here.
So I had to go out and try and diagnose it
Blinds
myself.
look like they're in pretty good shape.
And
Bowing a little
so I
bit.
ended up pulling the carpets up in the bedroom to
There's two
cut
blinds here that
access
look
into
pretty
the
good.
floor.
Got this medicine cabinet.
Man, she did a good
Just like
job.
that. Pretty clean.
I'm impressed.
The wall sink looks like it's in good shape. See,
She cleaned it as she left.
water's even working.
This woman might get some money back.
Light fixture here is hanging by the wires. Looks like it was installed, but maybe needs some drywall anchors to hold that up. Toilet looks like it's in good shape. Little mark on the toilet seat. There you go. Little
Somebody
mark
burned it
on
with their
that.
cigarette.
Sounds like it's working. And here's the bathtub. It's pretty good. Even the caulk is in good shape on that. Has a shower rod. So everything looks pretty good there.
Nice.
Could maybe secure this little cover plate on the pot handle. This isn't even gonna really move. There, it's fixed. So that's about it in the bathroom.
Don't charge me for that. Repair.
In pretty good shape. Take a look at the door.
Shut it, latch it. See if you get locked in. Please. I can't be the only one. Dang it. Dang it.
So the door looks like it's in good shape. There's another little crack in the paneling here. but
Yeah,
it's
a lot
not
of this
really
stuff is not
anything
her fault.
So really for the bathroom, you're just looking at this
Light.
light fixture really.
Nice. These are the kind of tenants we want.
Closes.
She can stay forever.
Everything's working there. Now I'll head into this bedroom here.
See, that one's got an actual ceiling light that doesn't have a pull cord.
That's the
Yeah.
bump out there for the furnace.
That's a cold air return.
And it looks
That's a
like it's
big
got
one,
like
isn't it?
remnants of old ductwork maybe there.
Yeah, it's
But
also the
it's
flue
been
in there.
painted, so I think it's in good shape.
The guy who, what's that go for a month? Is that the guy who cut the hole in the ceiling light so he could have the pull cord come through it? Yeah, I know. Oh, there's a cold air return. There's a garage there, or not a garage, a closet. It's one of those days.
Blinds.
One of those days.
And
oh yeah. All right, let's see here. Last video. This one's gonna be pretty painless.
Like they're in good shape in here. Not really seeing
Another 9
any damage to
minutes.
the walls. Carpet looks
This
pretty
house is
good.
small.
Light fixtures good, works. I think this is the closet. Doesn't have any door, no shelves, but everything that is here is in good shape. Got a little bit of touch-up paint just on the door jamb. We'll see if maybe the door's gonna rub that.
Shut it, lock it. Oh, you're locked in. Dang it.
The door
I need him
closes,
to get locked
latches.
in. I can't be the only one.
No damage on this side. And no damage on this side. So just that little touch-up paint right there on the door jamb. I think that's it for this room, unless you want to do something, putting a door or shelves or something in the closet. Here's our kitchen. Blinds are down on one of the windows. The other window looks like they're in decent shape. So these ones may just need to be put up, but I don't see the
Blind.
little clips for them for up in the brackets.
Oh, is it there?
Alright, I don't fit all the way to the back of this house. It's kind of getting a lower and lower roof line.
Oh, you big wimp.
Missing the end cap on the counter.
He's thorough. I know he's thorough. I'm not bagging on him for that.
Cabinets look good. Duck under this light fixture.
It is a low. I'm 6'3".
Maybe some
I think
touch-up
Kyle's
paint
what,
at the back of this
6'5",
cabinet.
6'4". So I know that back kitchen area is super low. Not designed for people like us.
Same thing there.
You already went in that closet. I mean that cabinet.
I guess a little bit in this first one too. Sink looks good. Water works.
Does it need a new aerator?
It's no cabinet hardware, but it doesn't look like it had it before either. Looks pretty good down here. Don't see really much
What is that thing?
evidence of any water leaks. I'm not sure what this piece is.
You touched it. You bought
It
it.
looks like a piece of a cabinet to me, but I haven't found where it's missing from yet.
Maybe
it's
like
supposed
a
to be right there.
interior divider.
Yeah, there we go.
What?
So this is just the little middle piece. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, I see.
My flashlight.
Oh, I see.
Maybe you can see that in the video there. It's got where it was attached. So that just needs to probably be put back in between those cabinet doors.
All right, I'm gonna race through this a little bit.
Door looks pretty. They just they don't have any hardware on them.
So no knobs, so it's hard to open them up with our big beefy fingers.
Looks good inside cabinet. There.
That'd be the
I'm
fridge.
thinking that's where the fridge goes.
Yep.
No counter end cap on this end either. So it's in pretty good shape. Little stain on the floor over there. There is a light in here. Maybe that works. There we go.
Ooh. Fancy. That's worth an extra $50 a month,
I
right?
don't know what this is. This is
That's a closet rod.
clothes rod.
Come on, we're about done here, buddy.
And here's the closet door. Has a locking doorknob on it in case you want to lock everybody out. Just a new, maybe, I don't really know what issue that is. I don't know if that opens to the outside or if it was just the space behind that trim. I don't really know what issue that is. I don't know if that foil jammed up in there. So that doesn't seem like the right way to repair whatever they're repairing. Maybe, I don't really know what issue that is. I don't know if that opens to the outside or if it was just the space behind. Patch that up. Another little crack in the paneling. I believe where the stove was. We got our gas line here. So I don't know if that'll clean off or if it'll need to be repainted or what. There is right here
Minor rip in the floor.
little crack in the I believe this is a sheet vinyl floor. But the rest of the floor in this room looks like it's in pretty good condition. So maybe that little tear there can just be glued down, salvage this floor. Take a look at the breaker box. Looks good. Laundry room.
That's really low. Oh, look, a pair of vice grips right there.
Good. Set up
Free
for an
vice
electric dryer.
grips.
Floor's in pretty good shape. It's got over here. There's a closet for the water heater. There's a rip in the floor there.
Yeah, I think that was all
Extra
present.
paint.
What the heck happened there? Did I hit the button?
It looks like up on the higher part of that pipe that there's a little bit of condensation or moisture. So maybe assess that just to make sure that's not from a roof leak where the vent stack is. And then this light fixture, I don't know if you can see, it's just full of bugs. So it just needs to come down and get cleaned. Just maybe note that as part of the final clean on this house. And then I did just see this one more crack here in the flooring. In the
Yeah, so
kitchen,
at some point in
right
time we're
near
going to have to
the
replace these floors.
doorway
Hopefully not
to
sometime
the,
soon.
laundry room. And back door closes, locks, everything's good there. And I think that's it for this.
All right. Okay, so fast. We'll go through it real quick, I think. Minor screen replacement. There's probably $250. Trash cleanup. I don't really. I think our normal guys can do it as part of the whatchamacallit. But there's some yard trash basically. So 150 maybe. That's probably way too high. I already said that. No, there's not minor. It's most of them. Screen replacement. Rundown spots away from home. Let's say 125. Repair a window. So I'm gonna say that's probably about $100. If it's whatchamacallit. If it's a double pane, that'll be about $100. Otherwise, it's probably 50 to 75. Fill hole in the left front yard. That's probably miscellaneous. Let's say that's probably like $15. Pressure wash. I only saw the one little side, so probably not. Minor touch-ups throughout. I really just not much there. I mean, $150 maybe. Repair light and bathroom. I don't even think it's that much. I mean, just really, it's just. But the problem becomes we're going to do touch-ups. So we'll have to assess that. if we do a touch up, the paint color doesn't match because these are not our colors in that house. Repair light and bathroom. I mean, that's miscellaneous. Replace filter in living room ceiling. It's on the furnace. That's miscellaneous. Add closet rod to closet. I don't know, maybe another $10. That way we're at 25, so 15 plus 10 is 25. Replace one blind. That's miscellaneous. Repair sink cabinet if possible. I really don't even think it's worth fixing, so I'm not even going to put it in. We'll consider it miscellaneous. Caulk repair windows, walls, and kitchen. Window walls. Okay, that was around the windows. Around windows in kitchen. I don't know, maybe $50. Glue down rips in the kitchen floor. Miscellaneous again. Assess roof for minor leaks around vents flashing. So this is an assessment. And we'll just have to look. We'll say like $250 there. Miscellaneous, really just not a lot. I mean, I even think $250 is way too high. Final clean. I mean, she's pretty much got it clean. So if our contractors can keep their hands clean while they're doing this, we shouldn't have much, man. I mean, geez, really, come on. It ain't that tough, kids. I don't even want to run a number on it because she left it so nice. $50. I know my cleaner won't charge that. He'll charge me $250 to go in there and clean that crap. But there's nothing there. All right, so where are we at? What we got here? We got 250 plus 75 plus 125 plus 100 plus. I'm going to go 25, so that's 15 in the 10, right? So 100, and then 50, and then 250 and 50. So about $1,000. And most of this is not time. This is the only thing that's tenant damage, really. I mean, she left it in really good shape. So, we'll get her for those. But the rest of it is basically owner stuff, right? So let's just look at it. Actually, it's probably like $1,250 when we include the roof stuff. So let's run the numbers on this house just real quick. You guys got some time? You want to see the numbers? Where's my... Let me pull this up. Hold on, I gotta figure out which window's which. Oh, realist, you don't like me. Give me a second, guys. Realist timed out. So let's see how much he paid for this house. I think we put about $10,000 into it. That's assessed value, which we'll need probably. Are you kidding me? There's no way. No way did he spend that kind of money on this house. According to sale prices on MLS or on the Realist, which is our tax data and stuff like that, he bought this house for $166,000. That just cannot be right. Hokey smokes. So I'm just going to run a cash flow analysis because that just seems wrong. So I think we get like $650 for this house. Let's figure in 8. Let's figure in 10, 2, and 10. School taxes on this bad boy. Taxes on this thing are $713 a year. That's nice. Property insurance is $550. So, yeah, because there's no way. Because he'd have been screaming bloody murder. Because he's asked me a couple times how much I think this house is worth. And I've told him that I thought it was in the 40 to 50K range. But, in this market, my numbers are wrong. You guys are paying way too much for these houses. So, or not you guys, but because you guys are savvier than the rest, but there's a lot of people who are paying way too much. All right, so let's just run this real quick. So we're just going to go cash flow on this house is like $350 a month. That's not bad. I don't know how much he paid for this house. I don't know, so I can't tell you what cap rate is. I wish I could, but cash flow's not bad. $350 a month. So anyway, so I mean that's basically where we're at. Who's texted me? I know it says 166,000. Yeah. There's a certain wholesaler we're all making jokes about that maybe he sold it to this guy, but there's just no way that this guy paid 166,000 for this house. So anyway, so cash flow $650 a month after taxes, insurance, and our normal assumptions. He's making about $350 a month, so not bad. I don't know what he paid, so I don't know what his real cap rate is. But I know it's infinity because I didn't put any prices in. So anyways, so that's us. So not a bad rental. She left it good. I wish we would have kept her. I think it was just she had recurring plumbing issues, and we were trying to sort them out, but it's just costly and time consuming, and it makes them unhappy. So, all right, guys, click the like, click the subscribe, click the bell icon if you want to be notified. Go live randomly in the middle of the week, or I'm always here on Saturdays at 9:30. So, anyways, if you have any questions, comments, whatever, shoot them in down below. All right, guys, thanks. Have a good weekend. Happy Mother's Day.